and say, okay, we believe now that Darrell Cannon was tortured. We're going to drop all charges against him. Now keep in mind, I was convicted not of murder. I was convicted of accountability. They said that I knew who had killed the dope dealer who was selling dope around grade school. I said I did. And if I did know, I wouldn't tell. Father, I'm trying to dope dealer got what his name called for. She's been selling dope around grade school, but that's another matter. But nevertheless, I never had a single witness against me in court. I never had a piece of evidence presented against me. Nothing but the so-called confession. It took 2 trials. They continued to stack the deck. Every time I came back for a new trial, they put me in front of the judge that was an ex-state's attorney who happened to work out of area 2 where I was tortured. So he knew the detectives involved and he protected them. So again, the judicial system, they tortured me. They knew Burge and Company did things that was alleged them having did, but it wasn't politically correct to take a stand on it. Why? Because law and order was the order of the day. Therefore, it had been some rules in order to get a conviction. So did. That's how politicians were elected. So again, I had to endure things mentally as well as physically that most men would go crazy after a period of time. I've seen people commit suicide while I was in towns. They would bring them out of the cell and they would cut themselves all up, bleeding profusely. Some would stand on top of a concrete desk and go head first to the ground to try and break their neck because they couldn't stand the isolation of being in town supermax. Towns was designed where every hour, on the hour, officer would come in the wing and turn on the master switch, which would light up your cell. There was nothing you could do to block that light from coming on. This is every hour, all night long. Sleep deprivation is what it's called, to make sure that you're never well rested. Now, after a while, I got used to the light, where it didn't bother me anymore. Then it has another little trick, where when they leave the wing, the door to the wing will slam, and late at night, a slamming steel door makes an echo like you wouldn't believe. So if the light didn't get you, the sound would get you. But again, Darrell Cannon was blessed because I refused to allow anything to deter me. I refused to go crazy. There was times that I woke up late at night, sweating, and my hands, like the would start shaking so profusely, and I knew I was about to lose my mind. And I would break over to the little sink, and I would throw water over my face. I said, no, I can't do this, you know? And then I would lay down on a concrete floor naked. I would lay there because it was nice and cold. I wanted to get my mind right. And I was able to do so. I mean, when you're determined not to be broken, your mind will come up with so many things to help you to achieve that objective. And I was able to do so, and I'm blessed. Joey, People's Law Office, Rock Bowman from Northwestern. I hooked them 2 teams up together. We did some serious fighting in court. The judicial system knocked us down at every junction. But still, when they became, my lawyers, when they became frustrated, I would call all them together and I would have a pep talk. I said, look, Darrell Cannon is the man during the time. Now, God, dog, if I can endure this, I need for y'all to do the same thing. Don't think like lawyers. Think outside the box. Let's do some innovative things that lawyers never done before. We don't know if it's going to be successful or not, but it doesn't hurt to try. And in doing so, we set precedents. All the way down the line, we set precedents, things that have never been used before. Judges who rescinded some of their orders against me and now in favor of me. And as a result of that, Darrell Cannon is standing here today. Now, if I had gave up at any time during the 24 years, I would still be sitting in prison right now. I would still be in Cham's Supermax right now. So, to me, I felt that God sent me on a mission. And the mission was to speak to the people and to let them know about the injustices that exist and to say that people power can in fact make a difference. All of you here have gained knowledge today that in some form or fashion that you didn't know before. And as a result of that, again, you will make a difference. You will make a difference in what is said for the future. I've been a part of helping close towns down. I've been a part of trying to change the judicial system, and I'll continue to do so. Now, if you ask me how I feel, Daryl County feels good. Feels good. You know, every morning when I get up and look myself in the mirror, I like what I see. You know, it's been hell to be a captain, but I like what I see. You know, because I have purpose in life. And as long as you know you have a purpose in life, you can't go wrong. Because you got a goal. And if you ever reach that plateau, then take a little higher. You know, all of you have the ability to do things beyond your comprehension. All you have to do is think. Because I feel like there ain't nothing we can't do. It may take a little bit more longer, but there's nothing we can't do. And today, I'm standing before you very sane. Don't smoke cigarettes. The only thing I drink is if I go someplace, I may have a margarita. Something like that. But that's it. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't drink coffee. None of that. Now, Tams did try to poison me. When I came home, they found arsenic in my liver. Now, how in the same heck can you get arsenic in your liver? You've been locked up 24 years. The last 9 years, the Tam supervisor. But, you know, through the will of God, I've been able to get treatment, and it's in remission. And that's a blessing. Again, I ask God, why me? Now, there's a reason why Darrell County has endured everything that he has, and there's a reason why Darrell County is here. So I speak for all those who are still in prison, who haven't had a voice. I intend to be their voice. I intend to be conscious of those who have yet to get some legal justice. You know, and keep in mind, people, that me, Joey, none of us, we're not advocating open the cell doors and let all the prisoners out and everybody else. No. We're not naive. We live in the world of reality. Only thing we're asking is that there's a certain group of people, give them new hearings in front of impartial judges, and let the evidence speak for itself. That's all we ask. That's it. If you do that, justice will prevail. If you do that, we can now change the judicial system and make it work for us, not against us, because of the fact that here are the people that want to be politicians. They want to make money. You know, I like the Gorevich. I like the Gorevich. I regret that he got hooked up, but the Gorevich was a dreamer. He was a thinker, and, you know, he wanted to advance his career. We've had people that, for how many centuries, you know, going all the way back to Julius Caesar and all of them, the Romans and all of them, everybody had an invested interest in being a politician. And it was always to gain power and money. That hasn't changed today. But with knowledge that all of you can possess, you can make them accountable. You can change the judicial system and make it work for you. So Joey and I will continue to be here on this crusade as long as God allows us to be able to stand up and to speak. You know, so with that, me and Joey are open for any questions that any of you might have. And keep in mind, no question is off base or strange. You know, I'm just simply saying that please don't ask me something that you won't be comfortable with my answer, but I'm going to give you the truth. Yeah, so with that, if anyone has anything they want to ask, please.
ask you guys, since it's going to be, since we're recording, if you could just like repeat back briefly any questions that you're asked, so we make sure that we, have that as well. That would be fantastic. So, got that half an hour of time.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened that you ended up in Tams?
What happened that I ended up in Tams? I was considered to be a gang chief. I don't know how many of you remember the Blackstone Rangers, Black Peace Songs, and Elbow. Well, now, at one point, I was a part of each one of them as we changed from phase to phase. And I worked my way all the way up to being a general. So in prison, Daryl Cannon was considered to be the Henry Kissinger of prisons because of the fact that the wardens in them, if there was going to be a gang fight between two different gangs or something, the warden would call Daryl Cannon and say, well, hey, look, you got credibility with both sides. Could you mediate this problem and possibly bring it to a peaceful conclusion? I did this. I did this at Stateville Prison, I did this at Menard Prison, I did this at Pontiac Prison. So after a while, Internal Affairs, they develop a hatred for you because they're saying that why is this prisoner able to get the ear of the warden when we employees can't? Well, the answer is short. This inmate can do what the employees can't do. And this inmate has stopped gang violence against correctional officials. So because of that, when they changed policies in the mid-90s, they changed policies where they said, okay, look, no longer will we allow inmates to have a say-so in anything concerning the institution. Well, one of the first things they said after they built TAM Supermax was designed for the worst of the worst, for the most dangerous person in our system, for gang chiefs who pose a serious threat. So now under those criteria, Daryl Cannon fit that criteria, even though I had committed no wrong, even though I had not threatened or did anything. They felt that at any point, if I decided to turn my negotiation skills in the opposite direction, then that would be a serious problem, security-wise in the institution. So therefore, it was feasible and logical to send me to TAM Supermax where I couldn't do it. So that's why I ended up there for 9 years.
And just